Yo, what is up guys, Punkerzz here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. Today what we're going to be talking about is my parents finding my YouTube channel and also my Twitter, but that's not as big of a deal as finding my YouTube channel. The gameplay you're going to be watching in the background is a, I believe, uplink gameplay on the map Parliament. And I think I dropped like 62 and 28. It wasn't a great game. I really hit my stride in the second half, so I'm probably going to cut out most of the first half. If this commentary doesn't last that long, which I don't think it will. But I kind of hit my stride at the end, so I started off a little bit slower, but I dropped about like 40 kills in the second half, so it ended up not being that bad of a gameplay, but that's what you'll be watching in the background. So today, also I apologize if I'm talking a little bit slower than I might be. I don't feel too well right now. I did just have a big dinner, and I think my stomach's a little bit upset, so I may call it an early night tonight, but if I am talking a little bit slower, that is why. So today what we're going to be talking about is my parents finding my YouTube channel. Now, this has never really been a big deal to me, mostly because my YouTube channel is not inappropriate like a lot of people's. You know, if you think about guys like Xcode or Cody, I guess, however you want to say, or Luna/AustinFFA, guys like that, they're about my age, and they make a lot of videos about pot smoking and getting caught drinking, getting caught having sex, all this types of stuff. And so when parents find their channels, it's really awkward, and you know, the parents are not going to be too happy with what they find, because they're going to find out about stories that they never knew about and stuff like that. So it really is not a big a deal for me. I make tips videos. If I make commentaries, it's about, you know, regular stuff that goes on in my life. Nothing too crazy, nothing that I wouldn't want my parents to find out about, especially. Nothing that I'm ashamed of course. So it really isn't that big of a deal, but it's still kind of funny nonetheless. So first of all, my dad has known about it for a lot longer than my mom, and I think that's because he's more tech savvy. I mean, to give you a perspective on that, my dad is an executive at a, kind of like an online app lottery company type deal. That's like a new startup, basically, and like the lottery from an app on your phone now. They're trying to get that started. And my mom had to ask me last night how to tweet at Donald Trump, because she wanted to tell him something. And I was like, you know, he's not going to see it. She was like, yeah, I know. I was like, then why do you want to tweet him? She's like, just tell me how to tweet at him, please. And so that can kind of give you a little comparison. So my dad, from the beginning, has always watched my videos. He likes them. He comments every once in a while. But he's always kind of been there, and he followed me on Twitter a while ago too, because he has a Twitter for business reasons, and so he followed me there. But my mom never really understood. I mean, she knew what I was doing, and she knew that I had a small amount of followers. You know, I told her every once in a while, like, hey, I got to 1K, hey, I got to 1,500, hey, I'm coming up on 2K, and she'd be like, oh, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. But I've never shown her a video, and she's never tried to look for it. And I don't think she even knew what Twitter was, or she knew what it was, but she didn't obviously know that I had one. And so the other day, I made that robber video, and I was telling her about it, like, hey, I made this robber video, and I thought it was pretty funny. And she was like, oh, can you show it to me? And I was like, yeah, sure. So obviously she couldn't find it on her own, so I went home and I pulled it up on her computer, and I showed it to her, and she liked it, and she I just closed the computer, and she was like, oh, that's cool, and we just kind of ended it right there, and nothing else happened from there. And a few days later, I go downstairs, and I was going to ask her something, and we were talking, and she said, hey, did you see you got a new subscriber? And I was like, oh man, here we go. And I was like, no, I didn't. I don't get those emails anymore. And she's like, yeah, I subscribed to you. And I was like, you made a YouTube account and subscribed to me? She's like, yeah, now I can see all your videos. And I was like, how did you know how to make a YouTube account? She's like, I don't know, I just did. And I was like, all right, that's a good way of explaining it. And she was like, how do I promote your channel? I want to tell everyone about it. Can I tell the grandparents? Can I do all this stuff? Can I tell my friends? I'm like, Mom, no, you cannot tell anybody. And it's not that I am ashamed of it or I don't want people to see it. It's more that no one's going to understand it. You know, I make videos on how to get better at Call of Duty. If I had like a vlogging channel or a story channel and stuff like that, it might be interesting to show to people. But my videos are only apply and are only interesting to people who play Call of Duty. So it's really not going to be interesting to another random housewife or my grandparents. You guys know what I mean? And so I kind of left it at that. I was like, oh, that's funny. And like her boyfriend was kind of laughing at me, like, oh, like she subscribed to you, like she's a fan now, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, kind of like, yeah. And so then about 2 days later, I get a notification on Twitter, and I'm like, all right, let me go look at this, because I just, you know, mindlessly go check my notifications, and I see I got a new follower, and it's like, of course it has an egg as the profile picture, and this is the most generic name that my mom would put as a Twitter header, a Twitter name. And I found out that she made a Twitter so that she could follow me on Twitter. She was watching my videos. Apparently she watched a lot of them now, and she went down to my description and saw my Twitter. So she pulled it up and she's like, I want to follow him. How do I follow him? And she made an account just so she could follow me, and she claimed she only made an account so she could follow some thing called Uber, which is a kind of taxi service that's going on across the country right now. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's like taxi service but with people's own cars, and they drive you around themselves. She said she wanted to follow them because they tweet out good deals. And I'm like, yeah, you followed me first. You followed them like a day later after I found out. Don't even act. And I think she now likes to tweet at Donald Trump, I guess. But guys, that is the story of how my parents found my YouTube. It's honestly not that big of a deal, like I said, but I thought it was kind of funny nonetheless, because it's always kind of a funny story when your parents find out your social media, especially because they don't really understand it, don't know how to work it. My dad is the exception. I think he's pretty good in knowing how to work that kind of stuff. My mom is not. Like I said, she asked me last night how to make a tweet, and like how to tweet at Donald Trump of all people. But guys, hope you all enjoyed the video. This is more of a laid back video. I really like making these because it's easier to just sit back and talk rather than doing that really eccentric cut commentary and cutting it all up. I just like to sit back and really just kind of talk, kind of like a fireside chat. I don't know if any of you guys get that reference, but guys, hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.